Ladies and gentlemen, it is to my great displeasure to talk about the new Niantic's Terms of Service. Now, we're not going to go over all of it, because some of it makes a lot of sense. We're just going to go over a couple key points and really dive into it and understand what it means, my opinions on it, and you guys can let me know what your guys' opinions are in the comment section down below. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, you guys have probably seen this circling around for quite some time. It's been about, I think, 5 days since the new Terms of Services come out, and someone posted this on Reddit. Thank you very much. And I've just been seeing a lot of videos, and I want to give my take and kind of just actually explain what this means to new players and people who've been day oneers or people who've played for several years. So let's go ahead and skim through this and hit the big points specifically. And the very first one is, you waive your right to participate in a class action lawsuit or class-wide arbitration.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
So you guys might remember, and I certainly do because I was there, 2017 Pokemon Go Fest was a complete disaster. The game literally did not work for 99.9% of the 30,000 people that were there. There were a ton of people because it was the first ever Pokemon Go Fest, and I think it was at Grant Park if I remember correctly, and that place could house a ton of people. It was a ginormous park. So there was a class action lawsuit that Niantic lost because people from traveling all around the world, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people spent $5,000+ to try to enjoy a weekend in Chicago and play Pokemon Go Fest. So obviously class action lawsuit, they got sued. I mean, I was a part of it, right? We still spent a lot of money to get there. Travels, the whole 9 yards, so I got some of my money back as well. But the fact that you waive your right to participate in this doesn't sound like it could go very far in court, but the fact that they want to do this to begin with is ridiculous. Now really the only way you could sue Niantic is yourself. And honestly, the more I think about it, this might actually cause more issues with Niantic than what they thought this was going to do. They probably thought this would save them from all the headache and whatnot, but you can still individually sue Niantic. You can take them to small claims court. Could you imagine how many small claims court litigations Niantic could have against them now? Because there's nothing against that. This is just class action lawsuits and class action wide arbitrations, mostly probably tied to big events where if it is a complete disaster, you guys can't sue them all together. You're all individually going to have to sue them. But Fitz City's got you here. Just small claims court. Not very expensive to do. Piece of cake. Win your court case. Take the money and run. Okay, so that kind of just goes over that and an example of what that is trying to do. 2017 Pokemon Go Fest. Think of that. No refunds for virtual goods or virtual money once purchased. As long as it works, that makes sense. I mean, think of Steam and whatnot. You buy a video game, you play it for 2 hours, or it's been a week, you can't return it. Now, the cheating stuff, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so Niantic's not liable for any damage resulting from the use of the services for cheating. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now, Mystic7 went through this extensively on his video, but Niantic can use your likeness and data for promotional purposes without compensation. That is crazy. They can use you, me, anyone, Mystic7, trainer tips. The list goes on. Some high value people for Niantic. They hold a lot of value to Niantic because they make videos for this game, and they don't have to pay them anymore. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. This one is really bad. Niantic can change event features or cancel events without compensation. I can't... What's crazy is Niantic... That means Niantic can cancel a Go Fest due to weather, and they will not compensate you. Think about that for a second. Think of all the actual realistic, normal ways an event can get canceled and you don't get your money back. Think about that. There are actually quite a few ways a Pokemon Go Fest or a big in-person event could get canceled pretty easily and you won't get compensated at all. Or what if Niantic decides, think of this. You buy the extra $15, $20 for the raid feature at an event, in-person event. And Niantic says, you know what, we're going to change all the raids. They're bugging up the game. We're just going to take them out of the event, right? We're just going to take them out of the event altogether. Niantic can change event features or cancel events without compensation. So if you paid for the raid part, $20, newsflash, you're out $20 without compensation. That is crazy. This is very, very dangerous. And remember, you can't do any class action lawsuits, so we can't band together to sue them. We're going to have to do what I mentioned, and you're just going to have to sue them by yourself. I mean, probably easier that way again. Small claims court isn't that bad. But Niantic, bro, like, come on. What are you thinking about canceling events without compensation? Like, are you just begging to get sued? Now, here is potentially the worst one, is Niantic can terminate inactive accounts after a period of inactivity. So many people I know quit the game and come back 6 months, a year, 2 years, sometimes even longer. They come back and play, and they play for a while, and then they quit. But they'll come back eventually, right? It's Pokemon. Everybody likes Pokemon. If you like Pokemon, you'll probably end up coming back to this game eventually. Now, what's not clear is how long is it going to take for them to delete your account. Now, because think about that. Terminate. That means delete your account. Like, delete your account. Because think about it. Niantic is going to stretch this game. So let's say you decide to quit because you're sick of it. You've done everything, or you're just sick of everything, Niantic's decisions, yada, yada, yada. Well, Niantic's going to drag this game 8 to 10 years down the road before you can complete your Pokedex, which is the main focus of the game. And also, you know, really saw the shinies too. That is 8 to... You know darn well Niantic's going to drag that out 8 to 10 years from now. Will the game even be alive by then? That's hard to tell, to be honest with you, without them making something else, making something new, like Pokemon Go 2, who knows. But how long... Could you just imagine quitting for like 2 years, coming back to catch up because you actually have things to do, just to find out that your account that you spent tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars on, and it's just gone. Now, another thing that makes this absolutely ridiculous too is it would be different, you know, if Pokemon Go naturally dies as a game. Like, the game is done, it's out of service, it's been shut down. Like, it makes sense that you would lose all your stuff, but you're allowed to play all the way up until that point, regardless if you're playing or not. Think of like Halo 3. Their servers just went offline like a year or two ago. You could have played Halo 3 multiplayer online. You paid the $60 for the game. You paid the money for the DLCs, for the maps. You could have played that until the game literally ended. That's fine, because you could sign in between when it began and when it ended. It's not like they terminated your Halo account and you couldn't play after so many years. No, you could play from the beginning, anytime in between, until the end. In this case, if you don't play for a while, your account can get deleted. They will not give it back. Terminated. That's it. Doesn't matter how much money you spent. Doesn't matter how much you played in the past. Doesn't matter how high your account is. Doesn't matter if your Pokedex was done at the time. It does not matter. They will terminate your account. And that is honestly, other than selling your data, which that's another thing. We knew they were selling data. They constantly have denied it. They're now selling our data. But that is the worst thing in my opinion in all this, is account deletion with no actual like details on how long it would take. So you can't band together and sue them. You can, events can not be compensated. You know, if they cancel it or change something, you won't get compensation. They could use you for free money, promotional purposes. They can use your likeness and everything and not compensate you. Basically using you for free money. Terminate the account, and it's in here, but they can also look into your phone and sell your data, which we know we've been selling the data for a long time. I firmly believe that they've been selling our data for an extremely long time, and that is the reason why remote raids were nerfed. Niantic wants you to get out so they can get your data and sell it. That is more valuable to them than the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they were getting from remote raids. That's just absolutely insane to me. The amount of money they would be making right now from remote raids, or the amount of money they've missed out on, is insane. It was not uncommon to drop $100 a month to do remote raids because it was $100. Actually, technically it was less than $100, right? It was 3 remote raids for $250. But now that is doubled. Like it's $200 to do 100 raids. It's just insane. It's amazing how just doubling it makes that so much more ridiculous. Even though we're talking 100 to 200, it might not sound like much on paper, but it is a ton of money, especially now in today's economy where the dollar doesn't go very far. But here you guys go. The Niantic Terms of Service. Maybe you haven't seen this. I'll link this in the description down below so you can check it out. But basically, Niantic is paving the way for total and utter destruction of the game. I think they're on high alert. They're not making as much money as they've ever made, and they're just trying to cash in as much as humanly possible before this game eventually ends prematurely. Remember, Niantic has made several games that have failed, and now Pokemon Go is failing right now. They're not making as much money. You know, servers cost a lot of money to run. They haven't put out any new features, so I don't know where they're spending the money. They're just doing copy and pasted events. So Niantic has not shown a lot of enthusiasm or care for the game. And don't get me started with the whole, well, Mega Pokemon and now Dynamax Pokemon stuff. Guys, that stuff is easy. Those aren't new features. That's just a new way to fight with Pokemon you already freaking got. Like, it's... the gameplay has to change. And if it doesn't, we're here. It's just gonna keep going. Like, it's factual information. It's not opinionated. So these terms of service don't make it any better. So let me know what you guys think about the terms of service. Have you read it? What do you think about it? Do you think it's good for the game or bad for the game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one.